I'm Stephanie Hutchins, life coach and owner of Serotinous Life, and today I'm back out on the golf course near my house to talk about meditation. And one of the easiest ways I've found to begin meditation. I'm a certified yoga instructor, and my instructor, Erin Stiles, the owner of Stiles Yoga, is the one that introduced me to this meditation technique that I'm going to teach you. And now it's my go-to meditation and the one I love to share with everyone. So I'm very grateful to Erin for introducing me to it. Now first, before I get into how to do this meditation, I just want to talk a little bit about meditation and the benefits to it if you've never tried meditation or you're new to it. And so with meditation, what I personally find myself is one of the best benefits to it is the ability to help you increase your focus, okay? Because really that's what meditation is about. Meditation is about having a point of focus and constantly bringing your mind and your present awareness to that point of focus, And so because you're always bringing your mind back to this point of focus, it is a perfect way to train for life. Okay, and that's why I really love meditation. We are constantly being bombarded with all sorts of chatter going on in our minds. Things we're worried about that happened in the past, or things that we're worried about that haven't even happened yet. And we're constantly having these thoughts going in and out of our minds all the time. And all these thoughts make it very difficult for us to be present, okay, in the exact moment we're in. And it really steals our joy in the moment and our ability to really see what's present and with us in the moment that we can actually find joy and pleasure in. And so, meditation is a practice, and I hear people all the time say, and I used to say it myself, oh, I'm not good at meditating, I don't know how to meditate, oh, my mind, I'm constantly thinking about other things. Well, you have to understand that's the whole point of meditating. The whole point of practicing meditation is to get better, okay, at when those thoughts come in, those distractions come in, you acknowledge it, and you let it go, and you come back to the point of focus, okay? And when you start training your mind to come back to this one point of focus during meditation, you're going to see that it starts trickling into other aspects of your life. You're going to find it easier to focus at work. Like if you work in a busy workplace that's very noisy and constant interruptions, what you're going to be able to find is because you've been practicing during meditation of bringing your mind back from distraction to a single point of focus, you're going to find the same ability happening at work. That when all these distractions are around you, you'll say, yep, distractions are there. Come back to your point of focus, which is the work project you're on. The same thing can happen when you're interacting with others. When you're talking with colleagues at work, when you're talking with your significant other, when you're talking with your children. How many times are people wanting to engage with you, and here you are thinking about other things? And people can tell that you're not really present with them. But by practicing with meditation of bringing your mind back to a point of focus, you're going to be able to do the same things when you're communicating with other people. You're going to be able to say, okay, mind's wandering over here. Oh, but this person is trying to have a conversation with me. That's my point of focus right now. Bring it on back, okay? And if necessary, you apologize to the person. Oh, I'm so sorry, I got distracted for a moment. What were you saying? Instead, and it's okay. We all do it. And that's why it's just a constant practice, okay? And you have to know, when you start out with meditating, people get overwhelmed because they think here they have to start out with 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes at a clip when they've never practiced being in silence at all. Most of us are very uncomfortable with silence. And it's not surprising. We are constantly filled with distractions. If it's not with the distractions in our mind, it's our phone pinging, it's email coming in on our computer, it's somebody knocking on our door, it's somebody calling on our phone, it's the TV, and we have constant distractions around us. And we're not used to just being silent and being present in that moment. So it can be very uncomfortable for people when they're just beginning. So when you're starting to begin meditation, don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do a huge clip of time all at once. Like literally, you can start out with 1 minute of meditation. Take your phone or some kind of timer on the computer, set it for 1 minute, and you sit back and you do that. Once you become comfortable with 1 minute, up it to 2 and 3 and 4, and maybe eventually you get to 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes at a time. Now, there are some people that will meditate, for 30 minutes at a time or an hour at a time. I'll be honest and say, my max is typically 15 to 20 minutes. Most days, I do 10 minutes of meditation each day. Some days I do 15, some days I do 20. And you know what? On my really busy days, I do 1 minute of meditation, and it is so helpful to me. So you have to know, to get the benefits of meditation, you don't have to spend a lot of time. But what happens is the practice over time will start having tremendous payoffs. I work, quite a bit, and I'm trying to, cull down on some of that work that I'm doing. But like right now, I work a full-time job, a part-time job, and I'm growing a business, and I hike, and I have all these extra things that I like to do. I do lots of personal and professional development, so my days are quite full, and I have my mind being pulled in lots of different directions. And so sometimes when I sit down, to work for my full-time job, my stuff for my business will start pulling me away. Or when I'm trying to prep for the class that I'm teaching at a local college, my mind will be pulled back from my business or my full-time job. And with practicing a meditation of bringing my mind back to this one point of focus, I can say, nope, Steph, all right, what I'm working on right now is my business. Nope, what I'm working on right now is this course I'm teaching. And I just keep bringing myself back. And it's not about, getting upset with yourself, saying, oh, why do I keep doing this? No, this is what happens. This is what happens with all of us. But what starts to happen is when you get this good practice of bringing your mind back to that single point of focus, you're going to find that everything else starts to fall away. And over time, you won't have as many distractions. Your mind will start becoming more clear. And you'll find, like what I have found, is I become much more creative after my meditation. Like all of a sudden, after I'm done my meditation and I quiet my mind and come to this one point of focus, all of a sudden when I sit down to work, all of a sudden I have all these ideas that I didn't have before, because all of that chatter, all that extra stuff is quieted down. Okay, so it's really a very powerful tool, meditation is. And so again, I know that a lot of people are intimidated by it. A lot of people are nervous about the silence. If that's the case, you just start off small, okay? If you want to start out with 5 minutes, great. But if you find it's too much, back off to 2 minutes or 1 minute, all right? Just try. And then, maybe you'll try 1 minute in the morning and 1 minute at night, okay? And see how it feels. And over time, you're going to become more comfortable with it, okay? Now, when starting out with meditation, most people will use your breath as a point of focus. And that's what I had started out with, is just focusing during meditation on the inhale and exhale. But once I learned this technique that I'm going to show you, and it's very simple, from my yoga instructor, Erin, I realized it took it to a whole new other level of focus. And it was just a very simple add-in to the breath. And it was a process of counting to 10 with the breath. Okay, so it's very simple. On the in-breath, so the first in-breath, you count to 1. Okay, and then the first exhale, you count to 2. Next inhale, 3. Next exhale, 4. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you start over at 1. And it's as simple as that. So you're still focusing on your breath, but you have another point of focus, which is the counting. So it requires you to have even more of a focus than with the breath. So your mind will be easier. It'll be easier to draw it back to this point of focus, okay? Because you actually have 2 point of focus. You have the in breath and a number. Out breath and a number. Okay, so 2 things you're focusing on at a time. So that means your mind isn't going to get as distracted, okay, from outside, noises, thoughts, or internal chatter going on in your mind. But do know that those distractions are going to come in. Do know your internal chatter is going to interrupt your meditation, but that's the point of the practice. The point of the practice is that this is how life is. Life has constant distractions, constant bombardments, but we need to keep bringing our mind back to our single point of focus. So it's about being present in this one moment. And in this one moment, your point of focus is counting with each breath. Okay? And if you find you get off, like you find you're up to 18, 20 on your counts, just come back to 1 and start over again. If you find that you're lost complete count, you haven't even been counting for you don't know how long, just start back at 1. And again, it's not about getting frustrated. It's about, okay, coming back. What is your point of focus? Coming back to 1. Okay? Inhale 1, exhale 2, and keep going to 10. All right. And it's very, very simple. And you're going to find, and do it every day. Okay. So it is, again, a practice. So you can't do it willy-nilly here or there. Every day, set a time. Okay. And again, it can be 1 minute each day where you're just going to be present in that one moment, and you're going to be focusing on your breath. Okay. And I promise you, with consistent practice, that you're going to find that, again, it's going to trickle into different aspects of your life, and you're going to be more productive at work. You're going to be more present with your family and friends, and so therefore it's going to improve your relationships, and it's just going to impact your life. Okay, meditation is very powerful, and so I hope you find the practice helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks so much.